Hey Guru Nation, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share. Thank you to Viva, the sponsor right now, for the t-shirt. Amazing. You're going to see and hear much more on the podcast and on here on the YouTube. So make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share. The link is underneath. Look, this question's career-oriented question. And it's a theme. It's a theme. I keep making these kind of videos and people still continue to ask the questions because we've become indoctrinated. And the theme is usually I want this job. Should I get a degree, usually a master's or an advanced degree, or should I continue to work and work my way up? And the answer almost all the time is work and network. So degree only when every person you talk to that is in a position of influence at the organizations you want for the positions that you want tell you you need a degree. Okay, so if even one of them says no, it's not necessary, you don't need a degree. But do your own research. This is what networking is. How do you think you get this information? All right, you find people on LinkedIn who hire those positions and you ask them. And if you're at a big CRO or even a small CRO or even a small site, you ask your management. So here's a question I got from somebody who wants to know, hey, clinical project management or clinical trial management, so CPM or CTM, which one should I get? From my consulting pays more, so I guess I'm asking, should I get a master's in clinical trial management or stick with project coordinator 2 PM track? I think you don't do the master's. I think both of those roles that you mentioned, especially clinical trial manager, you have to taste a lot more experience. Okay, clinical project management, it doesn't always pay more either. This is where the networking comes in. Because CTMs make good money, clinical trial project managers make good money, and there are other organizations where CTMs don't make good money, and clinical project managers don't make good money. Like different companies pay and have different actual even responsibilities for the same job type. So don't just assume because you asked one or two people that that's the rule. Go on Indeed, go on Glassdoor, go on LinkedIn and look, talk, network. This is how you discover information. All right, this is networking. Networking is key. So, no to the education. What is a master's in clinical trial management going to do? What is it actually going to do? Let me break it down. I know I'm at a small site, and this is an audacious example, but it's one to illustrate a point. I run a site, Yuma Clinical Trials. I took off the shirt because I just got home from work and put on the Viva one. All right, I own that site. I need people to be study coordinators. I eventually need someone to be a site director. These are very practical, right, positions. I do not care about someone's education. Right? Now, is it nice that a coordinator has a bachelor's degree or a master's degree? Of course. Am I going to pay more because they have that? No. Here's an audacious example I was getting to. At least, no, not yet. Okay. Here's an audacious example I was going to get to. If I had, this would never happen, that's why it's audacious, a Nobel Prize winner, okay, PhDs, won a Nobel Prize in something science related, applied to my company to be a coordinator or a site director, I'm not sure. I mean, I might hire them over someone else to leverage the marketing and to say, hey, you know what, we have a Nobel Prize winner as a coordinator. First of all, no one would believe us, but I think it would be good for marketing. But from an actual, like, what am I getting out of that? That person's still going to have to screen patients. That person, as smart as they are, still going to have to follow the protocol. That person, as smart as they are still going to have to convince patients to come in when they don't feel like it. That person, as smart as they are, is still going to have to answer queries when it's database locked. Like, there's a diminishing rate of returns on my role for coordinator or even site director. I need practical know-how. As smart as you may be theoretically, you came up with like science wizardry, that's going to do me no good. Right? Now, if I'm trying to create a biotech company or something, yeah, then that would definitely be an advantage. So know who you're applying for and know the positions, know the responsibilities well. A master's in clinical trial management may teach some of the fundamentals, but there are programs. I've interviewed people on this show. Okay, Tiffany Ashton is her name, from Essentials. I have no affiliation with her. She has a CTM program. We've put members of Guru Nation in there for free before. She gave us 2 scholarships. It's a great program. It teaches practical skills. It's not a university, and students don't have to go in debt. It costs money, it's a certification, but it's fast, practical, actionable. So for most people, they use education as an excuse that they're doing something for their careers when they actually don't have to get out of their comfort zone. I know so many people that are professional students. So once they get one degree, they go to the other, and they go to the other, but they never work, right? They're just getting degrees. They're paying for it somehow, but they're getting degrees, and they're just continuing to learn. Well, learning without applying is not that valuable. Okay, so when it comes to when this person asked clinical project management, should I get a master's degree in clinical trial management or stick with project coordinator and then become a project manager? I would say, of course, the latter. Stick with the role you have, transition yourself to project manager, and then you can transition to clinical trial manager. For the most part, the hierarchy is clinical trial manager is higher than clinical project manager. Not at every organization, but at most. So again, network, don't just take it from a guy on YouTube. So the answer in short to most of these questions is no degree, right? Advanced degrees, there is a place for it. When you have reached the ceiling and everybody you talk to has told you, yeah, but in order to get this role, you need this degree, that's when you need to get your degree, all right? And there's no other options where you're basically checkmated and you really want a particular position and you can't get there without an advanced degree, go for it. All right? Sometimes there's positions where you have to have a master's degree. Sometimes there's positions where you have to have a doctorate degree. But it doesn't have to be specific. The degree doesn't have to be specific to clinical research. So, in a nutshell, do more, network more, work more, earn more, pay down your debt, don't incur more debt, and only education as a last resort when there are no other options and you've exhausted every other option. Hopefully I can save somebody some going into debt, and hopefully this helps somebody out in Guru Nation. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Take care.